dropped the ball. And the ball has been dropped as Sullivan wins it back for Roulette. And sent ahead for the Legion. Sullivan's got it. Walks it in, as you can see. There's Garay in a nice coolie-colored jersey, looking pretty nice. I'll explain all that in a moment. As that comes to Scott Brown. And now the Legion send it out. Can't get past Cook, though, as Cook sends it back down. Cook has a special request that I'm about to fulfill in just a moment. And that comes out. Roulette keeps it back in for Sullivan. Sullivan ends up behind the net. Sullivan gives chase. Gets to it. Walking it out. Sending it over. Back to Sullivan, who risks one, and that beats Garay, and the Rougarou strike first. So first and foremost, the goalie situation. Okay, so clearly not a Lone Star Legion goalie. Now what that means, 1 second. All right, so your goal was scored by number 61, Keith Sullivan, assisted by Scott Brown, number 12. So because it's not a Lone Star Legion jersey, the game was supposed to start with the other team on a power play. But the Rougarou declined the power play and said, we'll just let it go. So there you go for your rule sticklers. As Colby Stewart risks one, goes wide of the net. Now you have explanation. As Cook has it now, slides it over to Riley Spencer. Spencer down to Evanix in the slot for Lodato, over to Stewart. And then Spencer over to Evanek. Evanek holding, gets it to Lodato behind the goal line. Back to Evanek, takes a shot. Good save by Garay. It was a pad save and rolls. Not out though, as Spencer kept it in. Sends it back towards the net. Now Campbell for the Legion. That's one of those 11 Campbells I was talking about. And that's gloved down by Evanek, kept in for the Rougarou. Back to Evanek, back to Lodato, back and back and back and back. And then Evanek risks one and beats Garay, giving Rougarou number 2. And the official call is, and then we got some shout outs to get to. All right. Number 8 from number 21. That's Alex Evanek from Josh Lodato. So we're going to do a little call out to Sailor, Sutton, and Dakota. How you guys doing? I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys doing? Tyler Cook says hello. And so do I. As it is lobbed up, Saman now for the Legion, gets taken away by Sullivan. Centering does not center. Tam Vo was in the way. And Brandon Fisher lobs it up the boards, not out, as Drew A. Bear keeps it in. And Guderian, the top of the slot, risks one, and that beats Garay, giving the Rougarou number 3. So that last goal was scored by number 9, assisted by number 61. That's Guderian, number 9, assisted by Sullivan, number 61. That's Brown with it now. Throws it across. Guderian with it. Gets it to A-Bear. Tried to get it back to Guderian. Comes all the way back to the point for Spencer. He's pressured by Sadler. That's what it is. Brown keeps it in for the Rougarou. A-Bear sends it back to Brown. And back to Sullivan, who risks one at the top of the slot, and that beats Garay. That is number 4 for the Rougarou. All right, so that was scored by number 61, Keith Sullivan, assisted by Scott Brown, number 12, and Drew A. Bear, number 3, with the secondary assist. 6:51 left in our first period, by the way. If you didn't know. If you're not sitting there with a stopwatch, you probably don't. As Roulette sends it down, Hinton sends it ahead for the Rougarou. And now Primera sends it back down for the Legion. Hinton sends it back up for the Rougarou. Finds Kobe Stewart. Stewart walking it in, gains his own. Now the Rougarou putting on the Jets. Stewart setting up. Primera blocks a shot. Then Stewart takes another shot. Good stop by Garay, I think. And Lodato gets it over to Evanek, who had a little bit of a wide open net to look at, and he buries it. I'm going to ask for the official goal and assist again because I didn't hear it.
8-21 and 88.
8-21 and 88?
Yep.
All right, 8-21 and 88, folks. So that is scored by numero 8, Alex Evanek, assisted by Josh Lodato, 21, and Kobe Stewart, 88. Now we're all on the same page. As Hinton throws it up. Goes right past Evanek. Sent ahead by Colton Marshall. Campbell with it now for the Legion. And here comes Evanek for the Rougarou, getting all in the sticks and feet of Peeps on Legions. That'll come all the way down and be an icing against the Legion, and we'll bring it all the way back and all the way back and all the way back. We got chats, I'm sorry. What do we got here? Corey Everett, are you talking to me? That's what's up. Yikes, that ladder setup is wretched. They should get you a lifeguard stand. You know? I mean, the ladder setup works. There's worse. I've done worse. I've been on worse. It's been worse. It's not horrible, but I appreciate that. I don't think a lifeguard stand would fit back here. It might, but I don't know. I haven't done measurements. That's extra work. I have enough work to do. So I don't do it. As the Rougarou have it now. I'll read the rest of your comments. Don't worry. I'll get to them. Sullivan. He's got it. Gives it over to Roulette. Roulette walks it in, pressured by Campbell. Back to Sullivan, gets caught up in the feet. Now Campbell, she'll take it, run with it, and wrist it. And it goes wide into the corner. And here comes Hagel now, walking it in, trying to corral it. And a good stop by McAdams. And then taken away by Roulette. The Rougarou bring it back. Here comes Brown. Centers, goes through. And now Gadarian gets it over to Lodato, who wrists one. Good stop, I think, by Garay. That might have hit the post. I'm not entirely sure. As it comes out for the Legion, Salzburg sends it up on the boards. And then caught up, Cook, and Sadler, I think. Yeah, that was Sadler. And we might have a penalty here. There's 4:20 left in the first period. Let's find out what happens. All right, so that will be a penalty on number 22, Tyler Cook, for tripping. So Legion with the first power play in the game. And off the power play, shot forward, goes behind the net. And comes over for Hinton. And lobbed all the way down. Stick aside by Garay. And sent up. And Lodato. Pressured by two Legions. That sounds weird. Two Legionnaires? Is that what we should call them? I think that's what you call them in normal, but in hockey speak, I don't know. But I don't like calling them Legions. It makes them sound like a bruise. As it comes out for Evanek. He makes a move, gets around one, takes a shot. And gets a goal. That's a goal. That looked like a miss.
8, 21, and 29.
That's 8 from 21 and 29. So that's scored by Alex Evanek, assisted by Josh Lodato and Michael Hinton. So, all right then. Just like that, it's 6-0 with 3:32 left in the first period. And Evanek with it now. Sent over for Hinton. And sent down to Lodato. Lodato all the way back for Riley Spencer. And comes over for Hinton. Back to Lodato. Lodato's pass to Evanek went right through him. Picks it up, back to Hinton at the point. He'll wrist one, good stop by Garay. And sent ahead for Campbell. And Lodato making moves, gets around Campbell, walks it, passes. In the circle, finds Evanek. He'll walk it up. Lodato with a wide open net, goes just wide. And off the backboards, Evanek collects and stuffs it behind Garay. And that's number 7 with 2:42 left in the first period. Corey Everett says, looks like I drove here for a 1-period game. 8 from 21. And Tony Montana, yeah, I'm not understanding why Tier 2 is playing Tier 3. I will explain as best I can in a minute, and I say as best I can is because I'm not an official with the NBHL or anything. I do speak on their behalf with the information I have, which isn't much. But I'll tell you here, as soon as we calm down a little bit, or the game ends, whichever happens first. Colby Stewart with it now. His pass attempt interrupted, taken behind the net by the Legion. And now Guderian tried a shot, gets caught up in the feet of the Legionnaire. And then pass attempt batted down by Guderian, collected by Hebert. Sent ahead for Colby Stewart. And Guderian, pass goes a little bit through him, a little bit past him. And sent over for Brown. And Colby Stewart grabs it in the middle of the slot and wrists one and beats